All right, what is going? What is happening? How is everybody doing today? My name is Chuck, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're going to be jumping into my top 5 best guns you guys can use here in Vanguard. These guns are going to be the most lethal, and they're also going to be some more decently early level unlocks, so you guys don't have to go super far down the unlock chain and the progression ladder in order to be able to get some really solid weapons. I personally have been having a ton of fun with Vanguard, and I've been ranking up a whole bunch of these, so I got some really awesome loadout recommendations for you guys to enjoy. Before any farther, make sure you guys go and drop a like next 5 seconds for some good luck, and subscribe with all notifications turned on for everything Vanguard tips, tricks, classes, and updates. Okay, so let's jump into a gun that I think everybody's gonna be using, everyone and their mom's gonna be using. That's gonna be the STG 44. So let's get into my favorite class setup for this gun right now. First thing on here is actually going to be the MX silencer for that sound suppression and accuracy. I absolutely love this thing. After that, we're gonna go to the underbarrel for the M3 ready grip. This is going to increase my ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, and overall my aim walking movement speed. This is going to be a pretty aggressive build here, by the way. I absolutely love being aggressive, you know, in Call of Duty games. I don't like sitting back too much, so I'm going to make this more of a mobility, but also a very low recoil build for this gun. After that, we're going to go to the magazine. We have the 8mm Kurz 45 round drums. This is going to give me the base magazine, which is 30, and this is going to increase it by 15, which is overall really awesome, and I absolutely love that. I wouldn't recommend any of these other ones right now. I've only ever used them just because of some of the challenges, but I don't find them to be too beneficial in my opinion. After that, down here in the ammo type, this is probably the most annoying things you can actually die by or have, you know, fired at you in Vanguard, which is going to be the frangible bullet type. And this is going to, these bullets fragment on impact to inflict more severe wounds and will cripple the target's movement when fired into their legs. So pretty much, you know, it hits enemy legs and slows their movement and also delays enemy healing. So it's pretty annoying, and they're most likely going to die after you. If you don't actually, you know, take them out yourself, they're probably going to die just by another engagement because they won't have healed up in time. And if you don't have stim shot, I mean, you're not going to be healing up too quickly. After this, we're going to go to the rear grip, the fabric grip here for an increased ADS speed and sprint to fire speed and hip fire recoil recovery, which is overall fantastic. It says you lose a little bit of accuracy, but don't worry, this gun is still laser accurate, even with the fabric grip on here. After that, we're gonna go to the proficiency, which is gonna be sleight of hand. I love running sleight of hand. I don't think there's another one on here that is a little bit better than this. I mean, I think sleight of hand is just overall super crucial when it comes down to being able to, you know, get back in the fight, get back in the action. So I love that. After that, the kit, we're going to be using fully loaded for that +1 max starting ammo. I think I run out of ammo pretty quickly when I'm going on streaks. I get like, you know, 5-7 kills, and I'm pretty much like out of ammo. You know, even though you can kill pretty quickly, you're still going to run through your magazine supply pretty fast. So fully loaded is definitely the way to go. After that, we're going to the stock section, and we're running the removed stock for that +2 movement speed, sprint to fire, and ADS speed. Overall, I mean, you really can't go wrong with the removed stock here. After that, we're going to go to the optic section. We're running the slate reflector. This is pretty much the same thing as the NIDAR. I pretty much don't really use any other optic in the game right now besides the NIDAR or the slate. I would just definitely say to go with one of these two and you're going to be perfectly okay. And then to finish off this whole build here, we have the VDD 760mm 05B barrel. This is overall a really nice barrel, and I'd highly suggest you guys check this one out. A lot of these barrels and everything on these guns offer so many cons that I don't really like, but we managed to find one here and combat it with all the other attachments that ends up actually being pretty solid. So hope you guys do enjoy this STG build. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Okay, so our second gun we're jumping in here to is going to be the MP40, another one everyone and their moms can be running around with. So let's jump into this here. First thing on this is going to be the muzzle, and that's going to be the M1929 silencer for that +1 sound suppression and accuracy. It's only going to decrease our ADS speed ever so slightly, which is fantastic. I don't like the mercury because it decreases your damage range, which is never a good thing for pretty much any gun in the Call of Duty game pretty much ever. After that, we're gonna go to the underbarrel section. We have the Carver foregrip here for that +2 recoil control, +1 hipfire accuracy. Then once again, it decreases your ADS speed a little bit, but this MP40 hits really hard. But the downside is that it's got a decent bit of recoil that you have to be able to combat. It's gonna bounce around. It's not like it's crazy, but it's gonna bounce around just enough to the point where it's going to get you off target, and that's never a good thing. So after that, in the magazine section, we got the 9mm 64 round drum magazine for that +1 magazine ammo capacity. This just pretty much bumps you up from the base, you know, I believe it's 30 rounds to 64, which is definitely good, or 32 to 64. My bad, it's a 50% increase. Add to that, we're gonna go down to the ammo type. We're gonna go with the frangible bullets here again, because this is just like the best one to use right now in Vanguard. I absolutely love using this, and it's pretty annoying, you know, to die by. Either that, and also the incendiaries are also pretty annoying. After that, in the rear grip section, we got the fabric grip here for the aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, and hip fire recoil recovery. Gotta love that. And then over here in the proficiency tab, we have momentum. This gives me move speed after kills, which is incredible. I love being super agile, super lightweight. That's also in partial why I run the lightweight perk. It just makes me feel like I'm running around like, you know, cracked out of my mind. I absolutely love that. Then after that, we're in the kit section. We have quick, which is sprint to fire speed. You could definitely maybe run something else you really want. If you really want to, you can run like fully loaded, but for me personally, I like quick, and I feel like I just don't necessarily need fully loaded all the time because I'm also running the ammo box, and chances are I'm probably going to die a little bit more quickly running around that much as opposed to if I was using the AR, so I don't really feel the need to have fully loaded on. And after that, we're going to go to stock section. We're going to use the remove stock here for that +2 hipfire accuracy and movement speed. Gotta love that. I really don't feel like a lot of these other ones are as beneficial to this gun, so that's why I'm running the remove stock. And the optic section, the slate reflector, like I said, this is just personal preference. It's not going to make too much of a difference between that and the night art. I just recommend a red dot on here, or the iron sights realistically aren't too bad, but it definitely helps to have a clearer line of sight, and it doesn't really penalize you for using 10 attachments ever, so that's definitely a good thing. And then to finish this whole thing off, we have the Krausnik 317mm 04B. I don't know who's naming this stuff, but we have that barrel. That's going to make us more accurate, and it's also going to reduce our scope sway, but it's just going to slightly decrease our sprint to fire and hip fire accuracy. It's either you can do this, or you can run literally no barrel at all, because a lot of barrels actually in this game kind of suck. So that's going to be my MP40 setup. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Try it out in game, see what you think, let me know in the comment section below. Okay, so here's a gun that I absolutely love right now, the Automaton. This thing is amazing, probably my go-to AR at the moment. So let's jump into this build. So first thing on here is going to be that MX silencer, sound suppression and accuracy. It's not going to do the same thing as, you know, the other ones would for the SMGs. This one does not decrease your damage range, so that is a major plus. After that, we're going to go to the underbarrel section, the M3 Ready Grip. This is, of course, going to make us more agile, more mobile. Absolutely love that. This thing pretty much has, like, no recoil anyways, so we're not really going to pay too much attention to that. Also, our barrel is going to pretty much cover that, so we'll actually hop in the barrel next. The barrel, we're going to use the ZAC 600mm BFA barrel. This is going to make us highly accurate and controllable, reduce the scope sway and gun bob. Pretty much you're going to be an absolute laser beam. I'm going to have a dedicated video on this gun because I dropped pretty much like my most kills ever on Vanguard. I didn't know how many kills I got, but it was like well over, I think, 130, 150 with a V2 rocket. It was kind of disgusting. After that, in the magazine section, we got the 6.5mm Sakura 45 round magazine. You could definitely, if you really wanted to, go down here to the 75 round drum, but I realistically wouldn't recommend that too much just because it's going to slow you down a little bit more, and we don't necessarily need that. 45 rounds in this thing is plenty enough, and it's also not going to slow you down too much. After that, the ammo type, you guys already know what it is. We're going to be using this pretty much on every single gun, so I don't have to explain that too much. After that, in the rear grip section, the fabric grip here to make us more mobile. I'm not going to repeat all this stuff since I've used this attachment on the past couple of guns. And into the proficiency, we're rocking Sleight of Hand. I love running Sleight of Hand on my ARs because I have the option to. I don't think on the SMGs you necessarily have that option, so we're doing that here. And then in the kit, we're running fully loaded because this gun's got a high fire rate. You're gonna run out of ammo very quickly, and if you're gonna be going on streaks, much like myself, you need extra ammo. Now in the stock section, I'm running the Empress Broadsword, and this is going to give me initial accuracy and recoil, plus aim down sight speed and recoil recovery. I mean, you can't really complain about that, and I mean, who cares about hipfire accuracy on an AR? We're not trying to use our AR for hipfire. If we get up super close, we can always ADS a little bit, or whip out our pistol, whatever we got as a secondary. After that, we have the Slight Reflector here once again, because this is the clearest thing out there right now, and I just really don't want to go mess around with all this other shenanigans in here. So I like the Slight Reflector. You could also use the Night Hour, like I said, it's just personal preference. And that's going to be my full build here on this. I absolutely love this thing. This is a top tier AR, laser accurate. You guys need to try this thing out. It's disgusting. I'll have a full video on this here very soon. On to our next gun, which here is going to be the Sten SMG. This is definitely a competitor to the MP40, so let's get into this thing. Muzzle category, the M1929 silencer, because this can help with our sound suppression and our accuracy. It's going to chalk our ADS speed ever so slightly, but that's okay. After that, we're going to go to the underbarrel section, that Carver foregrip here once again, +2 recoil control and hipfire accuracy. Gotta love that. This thing is not going to have too much recoil, but we're going to eliminate that down to as little as we possibly can with this thing right here. After that, the magazine section, we got the 9mm 50 round drum magazine, and this is going to give you the maximum amount of ammo with the base type of ammunition type. So I would recommend to do this. I don't really find a need to ever run the 7.62 magazine or the .45 ACP 20 round fast mag. That's not necessarily something I'm really looking for. After that, of course, we have the frangible ammo type. We're going to be running that on absolutely everything. Like I said, you can do this or the incendiary or even some point subsonic if you want to really stay off the minimap. Now, for people that are using radar, which is something that I personally use as a perk in the second tier slot. After that, in the rear grip section, we have the pine tar grip for +2 recoil control and hipfire accuracy. Though you could definitely go maybe and do something like, what is it, the stipple grip, or even something that's going to actually help your ADS speed, like the leather grip. So it's kind of up to you guys and whether you want to be able to have more recoil control or better ADS speed, stuff like that. It's kind of really just one and the same. You just can choose either or of them. After that, in the proficiency, we got sleight of hand, which is going to be incredible. Gotta love being able to reload real fast here when you're going to be running around with an SMG. So that is top tier. And then in the kit, we have fully loaded here because why not? Or you could run quick plus sprint fire speed. I mean, it's sprint speed. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I was running that on my MP40 and it's pretty awesome. So it's just, like I said, up to you guys here on these two. If you run out of ammo real quick, then run fully loaded. If you don't, run quick. After that, we're going to go to the stock section and we're going to be running the Gawain Para stock here, which is +2 sprint to fire and movement speed, which is incredible. And after that, here in the optics section, we have the slate reflector. Like I said, I'm not going to explain too much anymore. This is just the best one out there right now. And then we don't really have a barrel because a lot of the barrels on this gun suck. And I don't want to give you guys something that's going to like really slow down your gun or just chalk your damage range or anything else like that. Like, these things really aren't all that great. Like, they just have so many downsides. It's actually kind of crazy, and we're really not trying to do that. So this is a really good gun. Definitely try this one out. Competes with the MP40 right now. Hope you guys enjoy this one. And yeah, let's move on to the next. Now for our final gun here in our top 5, we're gonna go with Now for our final gun in the top 5, we're gonna head over to the bar. Now let's give you guys a setup for this thing here. Of course, muzzle category Mercury silencer. This is gonna be incredible. It's kind of almost like a bit of a, I want to say a monolithic suppressor for this gun, though it does decrease your damage range ever so slightly. Though the reason we're running this is because the bar has a lot of recoil, but that's because it hits really hard. So kind of have to sacrifice ever so slightly, but we're going to make up for that here in just a second. In the barrel section, we have the CGC 30 XL barrel. This is going to help us increase our recoil control, reduce our everything, and flinch resistance. It's going to chalk your sort of like your mobility here a little bit, but we're really not trying to be super mobile with this gun. It's just kind of one of those guns you're not going to be able to be that mobile with, but you're going to take people out really quickly when you hit your shots. So after that, the underbarrel, we got the Carver foregrip here for that recoil and hipfire accuracy. And then after that, in the magazine section, I don't really feel like there's a great magazine option here. I mean, if you look at these, I mean, -5 recoil control, like who's going to use that? Like, these just don't really seem to be all that appealing, to be honest with you. So you just don't have to run a magazine, though. It's kind of up to you guys if you want to run that. I personally don't. After that, of course, we have this ammo type here, which I've explained already. In the rear grip section, we have the leather grip, which is going to increase our aim mount sight speed a little bit, trying to get a little bit mobility back out of this gun. But after that, we have the proficiency of sleight of hand because this thing has a 20-round magazine off rip, which is not good. It's not necessarily that acceptable, but, you know, it is what it is. It's going to hit hard, so it's got less ammo. Just one of them things. After that, the kit, we got fully loaded because you're not going to have much ammo. If you got 20 rounds in the magazine, you got, what, 3-4 magazines to start. So it's good to have maximum ammo on this gun. And then to go to the stock section, we have the CGC wire for that +2 sprint to fire and movement speed. It's going to decrease your initial accuracy and recoil, but we've kind of already made up for that with our barrel section, which is helping us out and like so much in terms of all this stuff. And then to finish this whole thing off here, we have the NIDAR model 417. I personally like this a little bit more than the Slate. It just seems to be a bit better to me. It's just my personal preference. You guys are welcome to change it up or even go for something like the 2.5 times if you want to sit back a little bit more, as that's pretty good as well. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure you guys give it a like, subscribe if you're brand new, and go check out one of my other videos here on the channel. I got so many videos here on CoD Vanguard. With that being said, just remember, don't be Randy, and I'm out. Peace.